What's a game, movie or TV show you wish you could experience for the first time again? Steins Gate was one hell of a trip the first time I watched it. The Matrix. I went into it not knowing anything. I hadn't even seen a trailer. Not only was I blown away by groundbreaking special effects, but the story was incredible and the twist shook my perception of reality. The original Mass Effect trilogy. It's amazing how fictional characters became so much like actual friends. Memento. Maybe I should write this down to remember to watch it again. Soma or the BioShock series. Truly amazing games in my mind. Subnautica. Just exploring the world. Unraveling the story. I would love to do it again. Portal 2. Even though it's been 6 years since I've played it, I still remember how some of the puzzles work. I want to start on a clean slate again. Red Dead Redemption. Riding into Mexico for the first time is a magical experience. Ocarina of Time. RuneScape. Back when I first started playing. 2001. There were a few fan and tutorial websites but not a whole lot. You had to find out everything on your own or make friends to help you. The game was constantly being updated, and was the only MMO at the time that was free to play and could run on a potato. I think I nearly cried the day I got a membership. I had been playing free play the almost 2 years and no matter how much I begged my parents to let me get a membership they said no. I was mowing yards and cleaning houses at the time so I had my own money but you had to use a credit card or add cost to your phone bill to get a membership and my parents weren't having it. They finally added an option to print out a form and mail it in with a $8 check to get membership. I would give my grandma the $8 and she'd fill out the check and send it in for me since my parents still thought it was a scam. I thought the RuneScape world was massive. But holy fuck, after I became a member it was like a whole new game. I will get on every once in a while but stop playing again shortly after because I just feel so out of touch with the current community. There's way too much new stuff, and everyone already has everything maxed out and a shit ton of money, so what's the point? Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Jurassic Park. Back to the Future trilogy. Futurama. Oblivion. I guess Minecraft or Celeste. I want to punch the tree for the first time again. Or fail repeatedly in a hard platformer. The Lord of the Rings. Dark Souls. The movie Your Name. Fuck. That first viewing was one of the best movie watching experiences in my life. And it wasn't the experience so much as the movie itself. The experience was me watching it on my Chromebook laptop through shitty, tinny audio earbuds. Hollow Knight or BioShock Infinite. God of War. That was such an awesome experience for me, especially because I'm a big fan of Norse mythology. The other parts were great as well, but this last game was just breathtaking. Fallout. New Vegas. Absolutely no question. Gravity Falls. Star Wars the original trilogy. Breath of the Wild. The game is so beautiful but I kinda wish I could wipe my memory of it and discover it anew again. I zip through it way too fast now. Chernobyl. I knew a lot about it before I watched, but darn it, that series was amazing in visuals, music, acting, everything. I would say Breaking Bad. But even a second and third watch is brilliant. Halo 2 multiplayer. I want to experience Pokémon in its entirety again. 1999. 11 years old. Seeing these cool cards people had at school. Knowing nothing about it. Then seeing the anime for the first time and really not knowing how everything worked. Getting Pokémon Blue shortly after and starting my journey. Learning as my Squirtle and I, went along. Discovering new monsters. Seeing their evolutions happen for the first time. Genuinely being blown away over and over as I learned. Nothing will ever feel that way to me again and it's just sad. Edit. Take my energy award? Awesome, thanks. Edit 2. +1 and Silver 2. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Breaking Bad. Outer Wilds. What an amazing game on every single level. I played it with my daughter who is 9. She's played through other games before but this was the first where she was interested in the story. We had so much fun together figuring out where to go and what to do. Following clues to new locations. She figured out some things on her own that really impressed me. It made me realize both how smart my daughter is, and just how good game design can be when you can make a thing with so many complicated time-sensitive moving parts that a child can understand and solve. RDR2 for the story. Skyrim. I remember playing Skyrim on my old ass computer when I was 15. It was laggy as hell. But it was still beautiful and it made me feel like no game ever did before. Now I can run it easily with 762,826,827 mods. But somehow it doesn't feel nowhere near to how it felt for the first time I played it. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Hunter x Hunter, because at the rate it's going I'll probably have sex before it's finished. Firefly. The Last of Us. Mr. Robot. Misfits Season 1. Or The Shield. Interstellar. The Half-Life series. And not knowing how Valve would just abandon its flagship game on a huge cliffhanger. I love Valve for everything it has done and the games it's made. And I love Steam. But I hate how they just said meh to Half-Life because money was easier through Steam and got lazy. Not to mention ceasing Portal, Left 4 Dead, and others. The other is Diablo 2. It just turned 20 the other day but I still play it off and on. It just never gets old. The story is great but for like 19 years now I don't pay attention. By now I've probably gone through it 100 times or more. To be able to go through that again and slow down to enjoy it for the first time would be great. Death Note. The anime, not the Netflix adaptation. Edit. Many of you say Code Geass is the closest one that gets to Death Note. So here's another masterpiece even better than Code Geass. Some may disagree due to other aspects of the show. But when it comes to mind games and the thrills of watching it for the first time, emo, it's just similar to Death Note. No game, no life. World of Warcraft. The Prestige. IDK if this has been posted, but Undertale. Every time is so warm and wonderful. But I wish I could re-experience my first time wandering through the game. Making friends and falling in love with these characters. Doctor Who. Band of Brothers. The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. I miss exploring new places I had never found before. Parks and Recreation. One of the best for me. Especially Ron Swanson scenes. Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Does the Harry Potter book series count? The Witcher 3. The Princess Bride. Community. It is such a clever, but human series. It's truly sad I already watched it 10 times. Batman Arkham series. Attack on Titan. Nothing more to say. Ghibli movies. Parasite. I have been watching Korean films for almost 15 years. So I had no expectation beyond. Oh, Bong Joon-ho's new film. But when I saw it. The Wire. The Good Place. Amadeus. It made me rediscover the world of classical music and it gave me a new passion. F. Murray Abraham really did deserve an Oscar. Now I aspire to be a classical pianist. Dark. Such an amazing series. Nier Automata. That game had me stunned for days when I first completed Ending E. I would love to feel something that hard again. Horizon Zero Dawn. The story. The lore of the game, the bond you create with the characters as you move through the world and discover ancient ruins. Untamed wilds and giant valleys. The machine design, the environment and the incredible soundtrack all fused together to make one of the best game I have ever played. It moved me to tears like no other game did. I would do anything to experience my first time killing a Thunderjaw again, so hyped for Forbidden West. For the game Kingdom Hearts. For the movie The Silence of the Lambs. For the TV show Scrubs. Show. Avatar game. The Last of Us. COD Black Ops. One of the best campaigns. Reznov. Woods and Mason. Multiplayer. First appearance of Nuketown. Was beautiful and zombies was game-changing. Kino der Toten. Avatar. The Last Airbender. Whiplash. One of the best movie experiences I've ever had. And being a musician I also had an instant connection with it. Playing Persona 5. Red Dead Redemption 2. Avoiding any spoilers this time. Twin Peaks: Breaking Bad. Return of the Obra Dinn. If you're lucky enough to not have played it yet, I highly recommend picking it up, made by Lucas Pope, who also made Papers, Please. It's one of those games that makes you feel like a genius and has an incredible 1-bit art style. You play as an insurance inspector tasked with solving how all 60 crew members of the ship Obra Dinn perished or lived. Your only tool is a pocket watch that lets you hear and see the last few moments of their death. Through conversations, location, context clues, You have to find out who everyone on the ship is and how they died. Inception. Lost. Cowboy Bebop. Terminator 2. That was ruined for me from the get-go. I would love to watch the first Terminator again and then go into Terminator 2 fresh. Violet Evergarden Episode 10. Minecraft. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Adventure Time. Gravity Falls. The Hunger Games. Man, there's so much I wish I could rewatch. The Office. Battlestar Galactica. 2004 series. Interstellar. Or most of Christopher Nolan's films. Life is Strange. The Office. Kimi no Na wa Your Name. Edit. With all the recommendations, I guess I'm gonna have to watch Steins Gate soon. Vault of Glass. Lost. Watching that in college with a bunch of hallmates was an amazing time. Black Mirror. It blew my mind the first time around. One Punch Man Season 1. Particularly the last episode. The Walking Dead Telltale Edition. The IT Crowd. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. So many. Laughing so hard it hurts. Moments watching this the first time. Dude. Curious George all the way. Gravity Falls. Lord of the Rings Trilogy. Detroit Become Human. Stargate SG-1. Resident Evil. Nemesis. I played through that game so many times my mom had the puzzles memorized. Silent Hill. Wandering around trying to find the key that was in the doghouse the whole time, scaring a room full of friends in the middle of the day. And a crazy-ass story. From Dusk Till Dawn, a mate lent it to me. I knew nothing about it bar it was a new Tarantino movie and he had removed the cover. Bear in mind this was on VHS back in the day. When vampires appeared, I genuinely believed that someone had recorded over the original movie with a different horror film. It's just Tarantino. Tarantino and then WTF. Vampires.